Mark and Sarah Stamping Retreat. Today I'm going to be creating a Christmas box card using this Happy Christmas paper from Polkadoodles and this Gnome Let's Get Blitzen stamp set from Polkadoodles. So let's get started by creating our box base. I've got a piece of garden green cardstock from Stampin' Up and it's 11.5 by 6 inches. And I'm going to score it at 2 3/4 inches, 5.5 inches, at 8 1/4 inches and at 11 inches. Then I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to score it at 3 inches just to this score line here. So I've got my little flap and then one big piece, and then I'm leaving this piece. I'm going to turn this round and score it 3 inches up to the other side of that piece. So this will be my back piece because it's got no score lines on it. And then I'm going to take my trimmer. If you don't have a trimmer like this, you can always use scissors. I'm just going to pop this in first at 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to cut down to the 3 inch mark. So essentially I'm cutting halfway down this first score line here, and then I'm going to go in at 3 1/4, and again cut to 3 inches. I'm going to do that again on all of the other score lines. So I'm now at 6 inches, and then at 8 3/4. So then I'm going to fold along all those middle marks. I'm going to just chop this piece off at an angle here, and I'm going to put another little notch in here. So I've got 2 notches either side of that piece. That's going to be my tab. And then I'm just going to fold along all these score lines as well. So then I've got 3 pieces of this paper and 3 pieces of this paper, and they all measure 2.5 by 2 3/4 inches. So I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to pop these bits with the holly on at the bottom. And then I'm going to take my corner round a punch. This is an old Stampin' Up one, but any corner round a punch will be fine. And I'm just rounding all of these top corners. And then these are going to flap out like this, so I need to punch the bottom 2 corners of each of these pieces as well. Then I'm going to turn these up this way, and these need to go like this on here. So let's glue those on. And then I'm going to fold over this flap on the edge. I'm going to pop a piece of double-sided tape down right next to that fold. And then when I pop it up, these bits can come out, and then we've got our box base. Then the other thing that I forgot to do when I've got my scoreboard in before is I've got 2 of these which measure 3 1/4 by 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to score them at 1/4 inch and 3 inches. That's 1/4 inch from each end. And then I'm just going to fold along those score lines, pop a bit of tape on each end. And then I'm going to pop this in here, and I'm going to fold it to make sure that it goes in nicely. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Pop it in and fold to make sure it just goes in nicely in the right place. You want to be able to fold it flat when it goes in the envelope. So I'm going to pop that to one side for a second. I'm just going to bring in a bit of white paper. I'm going to create some characters on this. So I'm going to use my Altenew jet black ink, and I'm just going to stamp pretty much all the stamps in the stamp set. The only ones I'm not going to do are the little leaf and the sentiments. And these stamps are really nice quality. This is the first time I've ever stamped this stamp, and it comes out really nicely. So then I'm going to use my dark basic black stamping white marker and this Island Garden set of Altenew markers and the Space Garden set of Altenew markers, just to colour these. So the reds and greens are from this Island Garden set and the yellows are from this Space Garden set. And then I'm going to use these Skin Tones stamping blends. So I've got the medium light and the medium colours, so SU 700, 800, 500 and 600. And I'm just going to use those for skin and for the reindeer. And I'm also just going to come in with SU 300 and SU 400 for the antlers. And then I'm going to use the Iceberg and the Cloudy blends just to give Santa's beard a bit more dimension. And then there are dies that come with this set that cut out all the images. I don't have them, so I'm just going to use my scissors to cut these out. So I've got all my pieces cut out. So now I want to glue them onto my card. Then I'm going to glue this one just on here. Pop this one on here. And I'm going to pop this one at the front. So you can see now we've got this really nice kind of built up scene. And then I've got these itsy bitsy decorative ply shapes, they're Gnome-tastic. And we get a whole heap of different gnomes and things in there, presents and trees. I'm going to use the Noel, and I'm just going to colour that with my heartbeat marker. And try to colour with the grain of the wood because it's a bit easier on your marker tips. And then I'm just going to go right around the outside with my white Sakura gel pen. So then I've got a piece of garden green cardstock that's a 1.5 inch circle. Then this red piece is about 1/8 of an inch bigger. So I'm just going to glue those together. And then I'm going to glue my Noel on top of that. You might be able to see I got a little bit too much glue on there, it's sputtered outside a little bit, but that's fine because it will dry clear. So I'm going to glue that onto the front of my card. So then we've got our finished card, and that folds flat to go in the post, and then just pop up when you get it out. So I really hope that you've enjoyed today's project. If you have, I'd appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future projects. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got new videos available. I've popped a list of products that I've used in the description below, and there's also a list over on my blog that has pictures, if that makes it easier to find whatever you're looking for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.